We're continuing with whatever we left with our previous lesson, but this time we're going to work with coordinates, and it's located right here. As you move your cursor, you see it gets updated and it changes, but we're going to need these two turned off because we're going to work with coordinates. These numbers, as I said, it's changing. So these numbers are related to the grids in the XY axis. And of course, as we know, the intersection of X and Y is 0, 0. But if you don't have these numbers showing in here, you simply just go to the customization and you make sure it's turned on. Okay? And throughout this lesson, we're going to need our polar tracking, object snap, and the reference lines. All these three turned on, okay? Now let's go ahead and try to build something simple but with coordinates. Make sure you're using this layer and activate the line command. It asked me to specify the first point. I'm gonna pick let's say 2000, and this is the secret. You have to press tab key on your keyboard. As you press it, it turns that lock next to the input that you just inserted, and the other one I'll press 500. Okay, and press enter. Now this is the point where I specified 2000 by 1500, and by that I can give it the line length. I can insert it by an angle or whatever, but I'm just gonna go horizontal, and I'll give it 750 as a length. Okay, and I'll press enter again just to finish it. Okay, so we have this line goes from 2000 to 1500. How do I check the coordinates? Literally type ID on your keyboard and press enter. Now you have this little question mark on your cursor. Make sure your object snap is on. See, 2500, 2750, and 1500. Okay, if I click on it, it will show it in a very special way, X, Y, and Z, because it's a two-dimensional, so we only need two axes. Something else we're gonna try, which is really useful. Imagine I want to draw a line as a reference to this point, and I'm gonna give it a specific coordinates to draw it for me. Make sure you're on new, and let's go ahead and activate the line. I'm gonna press or pick that endpoint as the first point for that new line, and as I go to the other side, I'm gonna hit shift and number 2 to have this @ symbol. I'm very sure you're all familiar with it. So what basically I'm telling the program is, as a relative to this point, shift this much in the X direction, this much in the Y direction for the other point. Let's go ahead and I'm going to show you an example. So it's for example 700, and then a comma. It's next to M letter on your keyboard. The lock, it activated it, and the other coordinate, which is let's just say 500. Okay, so there it is. It's 700 in the X direction and 500 in the Y direction, in the relative to that point. And that's how we actually got rid of that angle sign. Let's go ahead and do it again. I'm gonna pick this point. Wait, let's just do this point. I'll go to that direction, but I'll hold shift and number 2 for @ sign. You see, @ 300 something and less than 17. I'm gonna get rid of that. How? I'm gonna pick a number, okay, 400, and then a comma. That's how I cancel it. Now I'm inputting the x and y values. So that's the trick, and it's really useful. Enter, and there it is. Relative to this point, it gave me that new endpoint.